Hey everybody, welcome to Kats Creations. Normally this would be my private group, but I figured, you know what, it's the last tutorial of the month of October, so I decided to open it up to the main group. And I'm running a couple tests because Steve's not home. Of course, I don't even have all my stuff prepped, so bear with me 1 minute while I close my outside noise. I'm just making sure that everything works the way that it's supposed to be. So let me make sure I can get comments up on my tablet. So let me see where I'm at on that. Okay, and let me close my tablet's volume way down so I don't have to hear myself talk. Okay, so I just figured we'd go a little bit early because this is a more complex design for me. And I'm not really sure how long it's going to take me, and I don't want to run those of you on the East Coast into an extraordinarily long night. So it's my gift to the entire community, public and private, to do this and to actually do it a little bit early. So let me plug everything in. So because I don't have Steve, I won't be doing the whole zoom in, zoom out feature. Well, I can. From where the camera's staying at a static, I can zoom in closer on the actual wreath. Let me double check. Hi Pam, hi Donna, hi Kristen, Sue, Janet, and 35 other people who shall be nameless, but who are joining us remotely and haven't actually clicked on. So this is a Victorian Christmas wreath. I kind of played with a couple of the elements for placement before I began, so let me kind of put everything together, figure out where it's all going to go. I was trying to figure out, because I have this giant banner, trying to figure out a way to attach said banner to the wreath. So I think I'm just going to do cable ties to the back and wire it into the wreath once I have it where it's going. So this came from Hobby Lobby. They have a whole bunch of them. They have one that says Joy to the World. This was the only Merry Christmas one that I found. So it's in their Christmas section, what they call the Christmas shop. This is a 2-foot banner. If you wanted to, you could probably cut it down a little bit so it doesn't go quite as long, but it's like a parchment. So we're going to be using this on top of an evergreen banner. And you can see I was already playing with my ribbons, seeing, did I want to go thin? Did I want to go wide? So, welcome to everyone who's joining me. Flying solo tonight, as is Steve, but he's actually up in Northern California. So, I can't wait to make this one. I have had this vision to put this one together for a long time, and I've just had like the schedule already pre-booked, so I can't really change anything until we get to that day. So Victorian Christmas was the closure before the wedding, where I'll take the weekend off and then we'll resume back again next week. So let me show you what we're doing. I have these plum colored balls. My mistake, I should have got these shatterproof, and they're not, they're glass, but because they're small enough, and I'm going to tuck them more to the inside meatier part of the wreath, I shouldn't have an issue. But normally I don't use glass balls. I'm using this gold, not shiny, more of a dull finish, because I don't want bright and shiny. I think that's not Victorian. I think the duller finishes, more muted, look a little bit better than bright and shiny. We're doing a 24-inch evergreen wreath. You can get these anywhere. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, probably Walmart now. Hobby Lobbies are $9.99. Now they're doing 50% off, so you can get them for half. So you'll get them for $4.99, which is a great deal. So knowing we're running into starting November next month, it should really be all about Christmas. Tapering off of fall and focusing primarily on Christmas, like heavy, heavy Christmas. Because if people are going to buy Christmas, it's going to be in the month of November, not so much in December because people either decorate just before Christmas or just after. We kind of decorate beforehand. So let me make sure all my tags are off, first of all, and then I'll show you what else we're going to use. So I had these cranberry berries. So I love this color. It still plays into that same plum color palette. So we'll be using some of these. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Joann's, Michael's, wherever. These came in a giant pick box that came out of that storage unit that I bought back in April. So it has ones that are frosted and it has ones that are not frosted. So I'll probably be doing a combination of both. So I have 3 picks of each. And then, so I have 3 not shiny, and then 3 frosted. And then I have some gold, and I guess it would be kind of like a dull silver if I decide to add these. So I have berries. You guys know me. I always bring in more than enough, especially with Steve not here. I can't send him out to the garage to go get me anything. So I'm hoping I have everything here tonight. You'll need pipe cleaners. I have beige for my parchment sign. I have shiny red and shiny gold to incorporate anything like the ribbon wherever I might want to drape the ribbon. Got our glue skillet. I also am using 2 of the white pine picks. So you can get these at Hobby Lobby. These are $2.99. Now again, 50% off. These are $1.50 each, and you get 6 picks out of each white pine. You want to make sure when you're pulling these out of the pick bin where Hobby Lobby places them that all the pine needles are going straight. Some people will just take them and shove them back in, and then you have bent needles, which you can't unbend. You can get them in a couple different colors. This one has a lot more darker tones to it, and this is more light. So we will use 2 of these as we're making our wreath a little bit bigger. And I'm going to try really hard to not check my phone as much. Normally I rely on Steve to do that, but I also don't want, to completely ignore your comments. So hello to everyone who's joined so far: Cynthia, Margaret, Linda, Diane, Deborah, Michelle, Rosemary, Debbie Smith. So let's start. So the first thing you're going to want to do is fluff your wreath. This is the way it comes from the department stores, and it's going to create a lot of mess. This is the one thing my cats like to eat. I don't know why. This is a 24-inch. So right now, if I was to measure this, it is about 18 inches. So we need to fluff it. And this is where a lot of people will go wrong in looking at a wreath and get a wreath that's way too big and think that it's just a smaller wreath. And then it becomes a pain trying to find a box to ship it in. So the one thing you want to do is make sure you touch every single branch on your wreath, and you're going to want to fan them to the outside like this, but kind of going in the same general direction. I say it looks like a blooming onion when you finish. So this is what I'm going to start doing, is fluffing and pulling out every single branch. This is a very thick, full wreath. This would be a great one to light, but I'm not going to run lights through this one. I'm going to leave this one non-lit just because of the parchment. I don't know how well that would weather. I have a disclosure on the listing on Facebook that says I would strongly advise that this particular wreath be kept indoors. Or if you have a covered patio walkway, like we do, our entire walkway up to the corner of our garage is completely covered, so putting a wreath out there like this wouldn't pose an issue. But if you have a front-facing front door where it has nothing to block that exposure from the sun, from the snow, from the wind, the rain, because now we should be moving into the rainy season. Here, not so much. This weekend, it was supposed to rain and be 62 degrees for Kaylee's wedding, which she was loving, which is great because our venue's inside. If she needed it to be moved indoors, it was a backup venue. they would just move everything directly into the barn. But now it's going to be 80 degrees and sunny. So go figure, Mr. Weatherman. How did you miss that far off? Go from raining and 62 to sunny and 70 degrees. So, okay. So a lot of you are going to catch the replay, no problem. That's exactly why it's here, is for replay purposes. And I apologize to the private group people. I didn't go over to the page and say, hey, come join me on the public group tonight. That was an oversight on my end, trying to make sure that I had all the camera functionality set up. I had it directly wired into the internet, so we shouldn't have any broadcast interruptions. So as you can see, we're flipping. Let me move this a little closer, so bear with me. Okay, there we go. It'll take it a couple seconds, and we should come in. I'm hoping. Go shorter. A little bit closer. There we go. Okay, so you should be focused on the wreath and the wreath fluffing that takes place. So we want those branches to fan out so that we can increase our width. This should be 26 inches in diameter when we're finished, with adding all our additional picks, bulbs, ribbons, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Hey babe, since you're watching, can you go over to the private group page and just put a post up there that I'm on the main page tonight as a gift to the group to finish up October. It's my treat, not a trick. My group might think it was a trick because I said I was going to go over there, but it seemed like a lot of people really wanted to see the Victorian, and when you Google them or run them through Pinterest or run them through Google Images, you don't get an awful lot. Everything that comes up is like pink, some golds. It looks like very little girl-ish. So you don't get that true, what I call rich Victorian, like a Downton Abbey. So all of you who are Downton Abbey fans will understand. They would be mostly creams, golds, plums, more of what you'd be prone to find in nature. Definitely not any funky lime greens, yellows, oranges, things along those along that line. So I'm just sitting here fluffing, and a lot of the branches are tucked under. They're folded in half. So that's why I just keep pulling them outside, because they are bent, and that'll give you a fluffier wreath. Plus it looks so much nicer over what it looked like when I first pulled it out of the box, because they came in 2 giant boxes, so I have 2 boxes of 24-inch wreaths. Those again were in that auction sale, so that's good. But right now, the fact that Hobby Lobby's got 50% off on all their Christmas, man, that's when you go over and you buy your ribbon. You buy those big rolls that are $9.99. All the colors you want. Score on all your 1.5 inch. Don't wait. It will not be here. If you're thinking of a great Black Friday sale, it ain't going to happen. Those shelves are going to be pretty much empty. And you're going to be trying to hit up all the Etsy vendors or other people who sell ribbons to try to buy ribbon from, because there just won't be any, even in the box stores. Okay. So I see Steve's posting for me. Thanks, babe. Even though you're not here and are far, far away. I think Caitlin and Ben wanted to go to dinner with you, but I said that you were busy. But you can call them. So, busy, busy, busy week. Okay, so like a funky blooming onion, this is what it should look like. So you can see I've poofed all of my branches, and so this is what my wreath looks like now. Trying to make sure you guys can see it. Go a little bit wider. So that's our wreath right now. So in order to fluff it up even more, I'm going to add the white pine picks. So this is going to take these. Should have got all my tools out ahead of schedule. Okay, there we go. So, hi Mary, hi Steve, hi Dorothy, hi Liza, Anita, Sherelle, and Susan. Yeah, I'm on early for tonight because this wreath's going to take me a little longer. And I didn't want those of you that are up in the private group to have to stay up any later than you guys already do on a weeknight. So I figured I'll start early. That way I should finish on time. Okay. So you should get a grand total of 6 picks from your white pine. So we're going to flip. Take the price tags off. For me, that's just confirming that I use this. So it'll go on the materials list that I will try to get out there tonight. I've been really good lately, staying on top of all my homework. I'm going to toss that. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the darker, and then I have 6 of the lighter. So I find if you pick up 2 picks, that should be enough. Cafe. Who did I say had ribbon on sale? Hobby Lobby took all their fall and Christmas, and it's now on sale at 50% off. So we know there's been some really good selection at Hobby Lobby. You won't be able to use your 40% off coupon with that, but it still makes for a really good deal. So I am going to mix the darker ones up with my lighters. So dark, light, and dark. This way, as I'm going around and adjusting them and putting them in my wreath, I'm mixing light and dark. So what I'm going to do is take my the picks that I've made, kind of create a point, and I'm dipping them. Let me pull this over a little bit into my glue skillet, and I'm actually going to be inserting these on the outside at random points all the way around the wreath to give it that much more texture so it doesn't look like an artificial Christmas tree wreath. So this just makes it look a little bit better than what you would purchase at the store. So we're just going to go around and add them wherever it looks like you want to add a little bit more to the outside. I usually look for places where it's a little thicker on my branches, and then I tuck them in. So let me make sure I answered that one. Okay. I know, Faith, I like this time better too. You know why? Because I sit from 3 to 4, I do my preps. And then I'm stuck with going, what do I do now? I want to make, I have to wait an hour. And we can't go to dinner because we won't make it back in time. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to come in early. We'll do this a little bit early. We'll get this wreath started early, and then we'll be good. So I am about halfway done. So make sure when you're sliding in your pine picks, and you can just place them. If you're not sure you want to stick them there first, you know, make sure they're spaced out. But I'm almost at half. That's half of what I had. So now I'll come back in and add some more. I used to do that first. Everything was placement, then I'd come back and glue it, and then I realized how much time it was taking me to do that, and then go back and re-put everything in. And I figured, you know what? I just have to step out in faith that I'm going to do the right thing and put them where they need to be and go from there. Now keep in mind that you have a bow, or if you're going to be adding a bow, you can kind of skip a general area if you want to add a bow in there. So this one should have a pretty big bow on it. That's my intention, considering all the ones that were not available when I went to search. So the goal is to make sure all those needles are facing the same direction before you stick it in your glue skillet. And I put a lot of glue on it. I mean a lot of glue when I'm doing my white pine picks. So trying to do it this way so you can see it's just rolling around on a piece of pine, but a pretty big glob of glue. So let me stick this one right in here. So those are actually laying on existing pine branches. So if you think about it like fingers, it's kind of like their fingers like this, and then you're coming in and laying those in between the top and bottom fingers. So they are creating a depth on your wreath to where the outside doesn't have that flat, symmetrical, everything is like a perfectly shaved hedge. So this is our beginning. And here's all my mess. So, do you guys have any questions about that so far? Christina, how come you haven't seen a live in like forever? We just did a live, today is Tuesday, we did a live on Saturday. We did Mr. Moose. It's on the door behind me. So we made him. So let me throw this away so my cats won't eat it off the floor. I don't know why. I think they think it might be something fun like string, and then once they get that stuck on their tongue, it's not coming off. Okay, so let me pull this out. This banner, by the way, is $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. So with Hobby Lobby running 50% off everything, that's $1.50 for a really nice piece of parchment. So this is what I'm trying to say what it feels like. Thick, really thick canvas, if you can kind of tell. So I am going to be placing it to where, look at it, how I had it. It's going to kind of go horizontally on my wreath, kind of like this. So I want it, let me see if that looks horizontal to you guys. Okay, hurry up, catch up, catch up, catch up. Wow. That looks straight up and down to you guys. So somewhere like that. Anyway, kind of at an angle. I want to have a giant bow here, a couple fingers of ribbon that go in. They're going to come underneath the canvas banner, come up to the top, and perhaps create a bow here, and then have little finger pieces of ribbon there. So that's the idea. So I think what I'm going to do is do my bow first, so I can see how big my bow is going to be, and then I can figure out banner placement and then put in ribbon. I'm trying to think. It's got a lot of embellishments to add, but it doesn't have an awful lot of anything else. So we're not doing ribbon tails. We're just doing one super huge bow. I like using my bow dabra. So I'm just going to kind of set that there till I figure out length of the tails. So this came from Joann's. This is 2.5 inch. It's like a red, like a burgundy velvet. And it's trimmed in gold. So this is again why I wouldn't recommend this for outdoor placement. So I'm going to go there, maybe there. I'm like listening to my garage door. Might be my kids. It is my kids. I hope I've locked the garage door so that they'll be banging on the inside of my garage door. So I'm waiting to see. Okay, so with this tail length, I want it a little bit longer so they can kind of feather out to the side. Let me figure out what these are. Okay, lay flat. 9 inches. So when you use the Bodabra, let me move this to the side now. I'm just going to set this right here and mush my glue skillet to the side so you can see the bow. Making sure you can see bow. And I think so. If I kind of keep it in that general area, you're good. Okay, 9 inches. So using a Bodabra, you're going to take it and twist it just once, and then go ahead and set it inside your Bodabra. So this is my tails. For some reason they just don't seem like 9. But there. Okay. 9 inches. Let's see how big of the loops they'll be. What kind of big loops? Because it's going to be a big wreath. One moment. That would be the kids I locked outside my house. Because nobody was supposed to be here. Give me 1 minute. I decided to do it at 4. See, they're already thrown off. They're like, I thought you were doing it at 5. Nope. Woman's prerogative to change their mind. Just now, doorbell. Okay, we're back. 5-inch loops. So each time you put it in the Bodabra, you just twist it. So you have wrong side material out. You can take my tablet if you want. It's right here. And just read.
I'm going to do it by myself.
Oh, you can just do it that way. You can just sit on the couch.
This is fancy.
So Kaylee's here, our bride-to-be. So everyone say hi to Kaylee. So she's here. So 5-inch loops. So we go around, wrong side of our material. Twist, push it back in. I usually just pull on them to make sure. This is extraordinarily thick ribbon, because velvet and gold would have been things from Victorian times. So, and then we're going to flip it so our bow is exactly the same length. We're doing 9 inches. So cut it here. So that's that one down. We'll do our dovetail cut, which is just folding the ribbon in half. And then from the non-wired side, so the side with a fold on it, you're going to cut from the fold to your point. And that gives you your perfect dovetail, ducktail, whatever else you want to call them, points. So now I'll come in with the next color ribbon. So that one came from Joann's. So I think I'm done with this one for now, unless I decide to add a second bow. The next one, I picked that at Hobby Lobby, which was the basis for the entire design, which is this embossed. It's almost a fleur-de-lis, but it's gold and like a red burgundy kind of foil. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this is one of those ribbons. This is a $12 roll of ribbon, but there's 30 feet. So there's a lot of ribbon on it. But I think it screams for that in this design. So we dovetail cut our ribbon again. Why does this seem so thick? 15. This is actually 3-inch ribbon, which is amazing. So I am going to pop this one out because I want 3-inch on the bottom. I'm going to take a pipe cleaner to just hold this in place until I get this one done. So this is 3-inch by 30-inch, but we're still going to do our 9-inch tail. There we go. So this one's going to be a big twist. And this one doesn't have as thick of a tensile strength on the wire, and that's usually my indicator to put a thicker one on the downside, but I'm going to be okay with this because it has 3 inches, so I think I'll be able to be fine with that. So always twist so that you're working with the wrong side fabric. Flip it over. Still 5-inch loops. It's a little big. Because I found that if you do 2 loops on this side, 2 loops on this side, and you use 4 to 5 ribbon choices, your bow comes out looking amazing. Very full and very thick. Feel free, kids. Do you have any comments?
No, I was just saying how.
Oh, okay.
Someone just joined. Are you finally done with your migraine? Beautiful ribbon.
No. But it's tolerable right now. I was talking to one of the gals in my group, that if I take just a single Benadryl, it curbs whatever's going on. So whether it's a high pressure system in the air, but I have not been the only one that I've talked to that's had them just in the last couple days. Quite a few people have had them. So I'm thinking it's not just me. It might be something in our air quality here, or just something to do with the air pressure in general. So I'm going to take this and put this back on. Make sure this is all twisted the way it needs to be. Okay, stay in there. This is where, when you get really thick ribbon, it doesn't want to stay. So let me put this in case it decides to levitate to the top. Then I'm going to come in and add this, which is a general fleur-de-lis ribbon. It's very sheer. It's got gold in it. Isn't it pretty?
Mm-hmm. Someone says, Kaylee, bet you're so excited. I'm also super nervous.
You're super nervous.
Yeah.
She'll be super nervous until after they say you're now man and wife.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whew, that part's over. Performance is done.
And then someone asked, where's Steve Christina Herring?
He is in Northern California. He has to do a job walk tomorrow. So rather than drive up there, he flew up there tonight for work. He'll do that tomorrow. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are now 4-inch loops with the 1.5 inch. And this came from Michael's, in case you guys are wondering.
Deborah asks, who is it that you get the signs from?
Who is it that I get my signs from? It depends on which signs. The one I'm using tonight was just a Hobby Lobby purchase. But usually I try to purchase from small vendors like myself through Etsy. So like Jane's Front Door Decor, Personally Yours is on Etsy, Affordable Wreath Signs on Etsy.
Jane's Front Door Decor.
Yeah, I said that one. What's the other one? Sheila's group. It's Chalk Couture / Chalk It All. And she's the one that I've been getting my custom painted signs through. She's been doing all of my hand painted or chalk painted signs. So that's where you can find all of those. Okay. So we'll dovetail cut this one again.
And then Gail and Lindy are watching.
Hi Gail, hi Lindy. are like, Kaylee!
And then Cheryl Perez says, I used to have migraines. Weather systems approaching where I lived always triggered one.
Isn't that weird that that happens? I'm debating. I don't think I want to use, I have a cream and a gold snowflake, but I don't think I want to incorporate it in this bow. And I'm actually liking the bow the way it is. I do have this 1.5 inches. Let's try it. Worst case scenario, we take it apart and we don't add it. Because I like the gold on top. So let's try adding the thinner, and we'll go shorter tails. So this is like a 5-inch tail. So we'll just do a couple of these just to finish it off. And I'll really bring the bows in. So these are about 3-inch bows, or 3-inch loops on this particular bow. Okay.
Jane, Gloria, and Mary say hello.
Hi ladies, thanks for joining. This is our treat to come into the group. Since we won't be doing a live on Friday, I just figured I would do a combo.
Friday's gonna be busy.
Yeah, Friday's rehearsal, dinner, run around and get everything that we forgot to get day. But I think we're pretty much right on the ball. So we'll see. We're praying that we are. So we're going to dovetail one last time. And you can dovetail any way you want. You can do a deep V cut or you can do a lighter V cut. They both work. And then we're going to take our Bodabra and just compress all those ribbon layers together. And this is where I'm going to come in with my sparkly red pencil tie. Or I could do gold. But the gold's, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do both. So I just make a little U shape, kind of pull that up, grab your stack of ribbons, and I kind of create a little V in my fingers here. So when I go to slide my ribbon around, I go in between my fingers while I'm compressing and holding that ribbon.
I'm not sure about that.
And then we'll twist and twist and twist and twist all that ribbon together. Now I do have a fluff box, but I find it works out better if you actually fluff it on the object you're going to be using. So for me, we are going to, I'm trying to decide where I want to put it.
And then Christina asks, are you doing the decorating cat?
Some. We did all the florals for the tables, right?
Yeah, basically you just point and say, I want this there.
Yeah, I just tell them where I want everything.
That's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, which is okay. So we did all the head table decor, all the individual table arrangements. We did the seating chart, glass 8-pane window, which Kaylee brought over to me yesterday as one more thing for Mom to do for the wedding. But I was like, okay. We mow through it, right, Moms? If there's something to be done, we just kind of put anything else that needs to happen on the back burner. So I pulled my tail to this side, making sure you guys can see. And then I'm grabbing my ribbon and pulling those loops. Then I'm going to take this one and pull it this way so that I have it kind of arching across. Grabbing my ribbons and separating those as well. This ribbon is so amazing. If you get really good quality ribbon, it's going to pretty much do whatever it is you need it to do. So for me, it's lay where I need it to stay. So, and I think that's all about the Victorian age. It was classy and thick and opulent, there's a word I meant to put in my description, opulent. It's always interesting. Like I had to look up different words for vintage and Victorian today, because those were kind of challenging words for my description.
If there's anybody who knows about vocabulary, it's me.
It's anyone who knows about what?
Vocabulary, it's me, because you taught it to me.
Yeah. Okay, now we're doing the gold. And we'll pull the gold out.
And then Dorothy Curry asked, where did you get the burgundy ornaments?
These.
Hobby Lobby, right?
Hobby Lobby, yeah. But keep in mind, Hobby Lobby does these ones. So I'm bringing them into the focus. I found these out a little bit. These are glass, but they do make shatter. But the shatterproof ones are this size and not this size. So I just have to be careful when I'm using these to make sure they're staying really in the meat of this wreath, not on the outside edge where they can be banged around. So let me go ahead and fold these over. I think I want this one. Just pull it this way. So we're almost done with our bow. Just looking at seeing where I want all the little bow pieces to be. And your tails. Obviously this tail's going to go over here. Trying to get up underneath that tail and give it a really good curl. This and bring it back over here. So what do you guys think of the bow so far? Do the colors do it justice? Do you like the colors, hate the colors, loathe the colors, dread the colors? I'm trying to make sure they're not all hanging off the same side.
Marcia says, I went crazy last year and purchased a ton of ornament sets and ribbon on clearance after Christmas. Now I'm all set for my wreaths this year.
Okay, so this is kind of what it's looking like so far. I will, if I let that go to fall, but I'll bend these back around when I'm done so that they fold behind where they should be, arching backwards. But there's our bow placement for now. We know the sign is going to go on a diagonal. So I'm just kind of looking at where everything's going to lay. Okay, sign. Let's do there. Let me see if I do it this way. Let me do it this way. This would probably be the best way to figure it out. Which way is it going when I look at it? I can pull the bow down where it should be. Okay. That's where it should be. So wait a minute. If I look, the bow's not directly in front. That's what I have to tell myself. So if you put the bow directly in front, okay, let me go ahead and attach the fasteners to the back of where my banner is going to go. So it's going to attach here, which you won't see. And because it's canvas, it'll adhere really nice. And then I'm going to put another one way over here. That way I can actually bring that sign down a little bit. So let me attach this. So we're going to go here. So I'm going to grab this, give it a couple of twists. And then I'm going to go ahead and go down through my evergreen and secure it to the frame. As soon as I find my way to the frame.
Dad says you should probably glue it as well.
Because it's paper canvas, I won't need to. It's not going to do anything because this is one of those ones that I don't recommend go outside because of this.
Everyone's saying it's beautiful. Love the colors. Beautiful bow. Love, love, love.
Thank you. Okay, let me secure this one and then I can actually hold it up and things won't fall off where I have them. So I'm just attaching my pipe cleaner because I was thinking, did I want to poke holes in it with a hole punch and wire it in? I was like, no, I don't really want to destroy my sign. So I'm just going to kind of have it wave a little bit so I'm not pulling it super tight because like a banner it shouldn't be fastened down. Okay, we said, there we go, like that. What do you guys think?
Looking gorgeous.
There we go.
Elena asks, what are the fasteners you attach to the banner?
Oh, well I don't have any more right here, but they are called, you're okay, Case. They're called cable ties. So if you go to Home Depot or look at them on Amazon, it will be, sorry, I'm going to make you guys sick for a second. If you look in Home Depot or in Amazon, you look for it under the electrical section where zip ties are. It's basically an adhesive square that they use on the outside or the inside of buildings so that they can zip tie wire together and then stick the wire where all the wire bunches need to go. So that's what I use here because it's not going to go anywhere. It's just adhesive on a piece of paper, really. So, okay. Yeah, Kaylee brought me my bag. I just put them all in a Ziploc bag, but let me zoom in. And can you guys see? They're just little adhesive ties, and it allows you to put a pipe cleaner in this way, or you can put a pipe cleaner in this way. So if you put it on by accident one way, it's not a big deal. You just take it and just run your pipe cleaner a totally different way. So thank you, Kaylee, for getting those. Okay.
Okay, so Cheryl asks, where did you find the banner?
Hobby Lobby. $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. Don't know if they'll have them anymore, but just look for, I think Hobby Lobby, when they do all of their decorations, they do it by color. So just look for in the burgundy section with all the velvet. They should be hanging on the wall. Just hanging, literally, in a big banner strip. So now what I need to do is come back in here and add my ribbons before I start adding all of my embellishments. So I have done this already.
And then Donna asked, can we share the video?
Yes, you're in the public group, so share away. So what I'm going to basically be doing is underneath this ribbon, I'm going to secure it, but I'm going to have these branch. It's going to kind of go like this, because this is what I was playing with before I went live. And you just kind of make these large ribbon loops, like so. And I'm just kind of tucking them in between the branches. So like this, kind of like that. And then this will probably go under this branch, or under this. So it'll kind of come up like this. Now bear with me. When you grab the gold and do the same thing with the gold, starting point here, underneath our bow. So I'm just going to take these, pull them out. They're actually going to go in the same little drop that you have, like this. It's going to kind of, one's going to go in and one's going to come out, and then they're going to crisscross, and then this one's going to go here and kind of pucker in, and then it's going to go back to the outside over here. Once I get that to where it needs to go. Like that. So you can have your loops in any width you like. It was just an element that I had seen when I went to pull up different wreaths. I was like, oh, I like how they look. Like they really went over exaggerated on the loops. And I'm like, I definitely want to make sure that I'm doing that. Kaylee, in craft room, where all the pipe cleaners are, bring me the dark green pipe cleaners, or just bring me the whole container. What I normally do is I'll take...
Someone asked if you could zoom in.
Oh, yes, sorry. Zooming. Give me 1 second. Trying to get it to go way close. And then I'll flip it around once Kaylee brings me the pipe cleaners, and I'll show you what it looks like. Because we're just kind of creating an extension piece of like that this ribbon just kind of flowed into the other one. Did you find it? Yeah, this will work. So Kaylee brought me green. Some people take their ribbon and they use the existing evergreen as a place where they can secure it in, and you can do that. Like if you take 2 of your Christmas branches, I'll try to find one here. You can kind of take it and twist it, just like so. I'm going to want this one to go around the other side. And then do the same thing. Take a branch pretty close to where your existing ribbon has connected. Take it, twist it in there, and that works. So you can do it that way. And then you can just kind of pick and pull them apart. This one, because I have my ends together, I'm going to bunch them together, take my pipe cleaner, twist these 2 together, and then I'm just going to secure them underneath the bow, and then cut the existing pipe cleaner off. You have to go. I know. You're used to getting your treats. Ready, go. Okay. He'll be busy for all of like 20 seconds. But it should be enough to secure this under my bow. So just like so. You don't want to pull too tight, but you want them secured enough that if you wanted to come in and really fluff, you know, like if the customer had stored this away for the winter, that they're going to be able to come in here and fluff their bows. So let me go in. I'm going to come back to that bow a couple times, I'm sure. So let me get this underneath where I want these 2 to go, which is just going to be underneath my banner. So I'm going to do the same thing. Find 2 pine branches that I can take. Secure that.
Vi is watching.
Vi is watching.
Everyone says it's very pretty. Shared the video, shared.
Aw, thank you.
Everyone give a thumbs up for the last wreath of October.
I know, right? We're doing a Christmas wreath for the last wreath of October. It's funny, I was just watching so many people do videos and they're still making Halloween, and I'm like, if people haven't purchased their Halloween wreath by now, they're not going to be purchasing any Halloween wreaths. Maybe your neighbor, but that's pretty much about it. So let me run these 2 down. And we can continue the same loop method. So I'll just keep going with the burgundy because that was my primary one. It's thicker. But I wanted these to swag. I'm thinking I might want to just leave these here. So let me just leave extra length She's cutting her bone. She doesn't know what she's doing. It's okay. I'll just leave those there for now. So let me go back up here. We'll just leave those there. So we'll do the same thing. I'm just going to lay them in there for measurement. So this one's going to have a weird one because the loop is going to be trying to get it in the middle of my wreath. It's going to kind of go here. It's going to tuck underneath the swag, the banner. And then it's going to come back up and do our loop.
Patty says, watching this live and watching and making the Santa hat by you on YouTube. You're so great. Thank you.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Multitasking at full capacity.
It is multitasking. That's more multitasking than I do. So I just really want my loops exaggerated. So that's why just kind of finger placing them there works for now. So kind of like how that's got its little jump point, and then I'll come in with my gold.
Maricel says, is there a way of picking out ribbons? I get super nervous picking out colors, styles, and patterns. Thank you.
That is really, I think that's everybody's biggest challenge. And the best advice I can give you is for me. Everything that I created this wreath around, you find your inspiration point, whether it's the color of your ornaments and you love that color, and so you're going to design everything around that. Then you just go get colors and you place colors next to it. Like this would have looked good with a really dark slate gray, silver. You could have went with like a muted emerald green and that still would have looked great. But for me, it all came down to this ribbon. I knew I wanted to do something really elegant and really rich, and then Pinterest. So I knew on this one I'm going to need burgundies and I'm going to need golds. And then it was just a matter of, as I continued to walk, like I said, I've had this design for about 2 months in my head, but I had to wait to find everything. Like the gold fleur-de-lis ribbon I didn't get until Christina went, or no, this was Michael's. I had one that was from Gordon's that I was going to use. And Christina was nice enough to score me some ribbon through her local vendor. But it's just a matter of finding what you like. Trying to find out where my loopy's got to go. Okay, he's going under here with this one.
Oh, I can't get up now.
Huh?
Can't get up now.
Oh, because of Giles. But it's just a matter of finding an element that creates your inspiration. Most people, it's ribbon. It could be a sign. If it's a sign, then you're just going to pull down no more than, what I say, 3 major colors and a base color. Base being beige, white, cream, gold, silver, and then you go from there. You know, because I think people get lost into the fact that they've got to incorporate every color into their design, and you don't. All you have to do is just a handful, and then find colors that complement. So this one, we'll just run out here. I'm probably going to do a bow here, because I think it would look really good to finish it. So, let me let that sit over there.
I like how it's like an all-cloth wreath.
Huh?
I like how it's an all-cloth wreath. Like there's no
Kind of.
wooden signs or anything.
Yeah, kind of. It's getting there. So again, you're just finding your evergreen branches you can use as ties, and you just tie them together twice. And then you can pull your ribbon apart.
So you got a couple questions.
Sure.
Maricel says, what time will the wedding be at? Pacific time. Thank you.
Kaylee.
It will be at 3:30.
I was like,
Might be a little bit earlier just so we can actually set up the camera. You'll probably see a couple of tests.
yeah, we will definitely be doing quite a few test images out there. We definitely want to do our ceremony because there are family members who are older who aren't able to actually join us, but we're going to have Facebook set up for them so that they can enjoy the ceremony without having to physically be there. Thanks to the joy of technology, right? So.
And then Denise asked, so you can make silver and gold together.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did a angel wing wreath, and that's exactly what I did. I mixed gold and silver together.
Sure you could.
Yeah, the wings were gold and silver, and then that's just all I left it was gold and silver.
And then Bev said, I'd like to see some overhead shots. You can actually find overhead shots in Kats Creations private group.
Yeah.
Where you get better angles and more tips and tricks as well as material lists as well. It's $10 a month.
It's 17.
Oh, 17. Haha.
You're funny.
It's been a while since I've been here.
So, yeah, normally for our private group, we do a different angle for sure. Sometimes we've done it in the private group, but with me here today flying solo, I thought it was going to be totally solo. I just figured I'm just going to do it this way so I can zoom in and zoom out and give you the very best possible look that I can. So let me kind of take these two and snip them off short. And I'm actually going to leave these two as tails for now. And then I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So let me go out a little bit so you can actually see the whole shot. So we're going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to place another smaller bow down at the bottom. Probably just do a 2-loop bow all the way at the bottom, but tie it into the very, very, very bottom to just complete how our ribbons are flowing in that general direction. So I'm going to set this one to the side.
Denise says, I usually do one or the other on the silver and gold. Guess I need to venture out there, huh?
Yeah, take risks. Like I said, silver and gold looks great together. Some of the deco mesh you can actually get woven together. So we know we're going.
Someone says, getting on late. Did you start early?
Yes, I did. I started at 4 because this wreath I thought was going to take me a lot of time.
And then Donna Smalley says, Kat, I had my 2-day show this past weekend, and oh my gosh, I did absolutely amazing. Yay. Sold over 18 wreaths.
That is great.
Angel centerpieces and candy canes. This is my 4th show I've ever done. I'm hooked on over 20 plus orders as well.
Yay! That's exactly, I think that's every wreath maker's dream, is when we go out and do shows. We are seriously hoping that is going to be the outcome. Sad as such, it's not always the case. We've had some people who sold 1 or 2 things. Okay, so what I'm doing is 3-inch bows. This is a 16-inch tail because it's going off the bottom, so it's going to hang off the bottom, along with those other tails I've already created. So let me just double check this. I have 5-inch loops. So on the very bottom. So I'm going to go 5, 4, probably 3.5, and then 2. So we'll see where it gets us. So I think it needed 2 bows. I just had that, like, I'm not going to wholeheartedly commit. Like, I knew where I wanted to go. I knew what I wanted to add. Will I add everything? It's always good to bring it all out anyway, in the likely event you want to. So we're going 16. That's going to go right down to here.
Donna says she also got approached by a florist that wants to come and talk business.
Ooh, that might mean if you want to incorporate fresh florals.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's really great. Like I said, always be open to thinking outside of the box. You know, walking into your real estate agent's office and asking if they want to consider adding wreaths to every single time they sell a home. They contact you, you make a wreath for the new homeowner, and then you just get to bill every time they sell a house. I mean, what looks great to a new homeowner for the first time coming into their house and having a wreath custom made just for them for their front door. It looks amazing. So hit up your local real estate agents and give them the idea. Bring a portfolio, show them what you can make.
Someone asked, you adding ornaments, question mark?
Yes, I am. I will be adding gold and the plum colored in the duller shade, not in the bright and shiny. Because none of, like, even the ribbon, it's got a dull sheen to it. So we'll just make it look extra elegant. We're going big, they say. Go big or go home. We're going big.
Because you're already at home.
Yeah, technically I'm at home. Right, Keely? There you go. It's called Bride to Be Humor. Okay. That's done. This is for sure finished. Let's see. We'll see how much of this we have. I'm not going to worry about going great on the tails because I've already left a big tail there. So I'm just going to try to get my loops in if I can. That's my goal.
Marisol asks, will the wedding be on the private group or the public group?
I don't know, Case. Where would you like it?
I want everybody to see, because if it's private, Grandma can't see it.
That's true. So it will be public group. So as long as we can have Wi-Fi connection. We don't know. We're going to go out there and test it Friday. And Friday, we'll be sending you pictures and everything else. We'll send you like some of the pre-rehearsal outtakes and stuff like that. So we'll try to make it kind of fun for you guys. Okay, that's pretty much it for that ribbon. So we'll see.
And then the pastor just told me that he'll be there for a rehearsal.
Oh, awesome.
Contacting everybody today.
I know. Tomorrow's a big, huge contact day. Did you contact the venue yet?
No, I haven't gotten a hold of him.
Okay, we need to do that. Because we want to ensure that the venue does not prepare any items with spinach or mushrooms because the groom is allergic to both of those. Which we found out last night at Cracker Barrel.
Wait, what?
With
Oh,
Isaiah,
yeah.
when the server at Cracker Barrel told him that their new green bean casserole did not come with any mushrooms in it. Lo and behold, it did.
Bacon felt so bad.
I know.
He kept like telling me before I left.
And our server's actually coming to the wedding. And so I was teasing him. I was like, so you trying to kill the groom before the wedding?
You jealous?
Yeah.
And then Susan asks, are you twisting the ribbon when you put it into the loop?
Yes, every single time. I'm going to run this all the way out.
So you can straighten it.
Yeah, it's like taped, which is
Nasty.
yeah. So when I'm taking it, every single time I pick it up, like this, I'm making my loop, and I always just twist, put it in. And then I run it out, flip it, twist, put it back in. So it's always a twist, so that I'm getting the wrong side fabric every single time rolling up. So when I twist it, it's for those of you that are using the, what do you call it?
Bow maker?
Pro bow. You're doing the same thing. Instead of doing bottoms up, you're doing the bottoms up as you push them down into the bodabra.
Okay, got a couple more questions. Becky asks, are y'all going to WML 2019? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's Wreath Makers Live. I don't know yet. For us, it would be, I mean, it's pretty expensive. I mean, I understand they have payment plans and stuff going, but I probably am not. I'm working on another project right now. I want to, so we'll see. Okay, so we're squishing, and then here we squish. We're leaving extra long tails. That was a failed attempt at a cat jump. You should have been on YouTube, Boba, but you weren't, sadly. Okay.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
Just so people can see.
Oop. Okay, go.
And then Holly asks, have you done a treetop swag, a teardrop swag for the centerpiece?
I have done, not a teardrop, I've done a rail and an evergreen. We've taken like a 9-foot garland and cut it down. That was at the time when all the tear-shaped garlands were all sold out of all the online retailers. So, yes, I have. They're actually very nice to do. You can do quite a few different things with them. We did corner swag out of them, and I actually sold, I sold the one I had, and the customer wanted 2, so I had to go in and replicate the, the second one, so they would match, which was a challenge because I wasn't planning on replicating any designs. That's why I don't replicate any designs. Number one, I never know if I can get the fabric because I purchase my materials way out in advance. I never know if I'm going to be able to find the same ribbon, the same sign. Trying to get my pipe cleaner through.
And then everyone says, that's what I thought about. WML, very expensive. And then Holly Hen says, I hope to meet you if you go. I'm doing payments.
Yeah, I saw the payment thing. It's like, for those of you that don't know, I looked it up this morning just out of curiosity's sake. It's $564 per person. That doesn't include your hotel room. So it's...
Plus gas.
Well, for us it's airfare because we're coming from California, so we have to fly. Then we have to pay for a hotel. And then on top of that, it's $564 for each ticket. And I'm just thinking, there's not enough there for me to justify the cost right now. But, I don't know. I mean, I was sitting there thinking the other day, I was like, why can't we have one on the West Coast? I mean, or Texas. I think they did Texas last time. Something in the middle to where you don't have to travel so far.
Well, I mean, like, look at Comic-Con. There's a Comic-Con in every state.
Yeah, but there's the Comic-Cons that are a lot of money, and then there's the ones that aren't.
Like San Diego and New York are the biggest ones.
Yeah. So it just depends. I haven't ruled it out, but I haven't committed to it yet either.
And then Claudia said, need to get tickets by tomorrow. Feynman indicated because tickets are going super fast.
Yeah, I think they said there's only like 100 left right now. So for me, I'm not going to stress out over it. I mean, if I'm going to go, I might just go anyway and just be in the general area and meet some of the people that I want to meet, and then go from there. That might be a way to justify it, and then just go visit. So we'll see. Okay, I'm trying to get on my bows in a row, get on my tails down at the bottom, so I want them all at the bottom. Get this one over here. Don't want to cover up my sign, so I'm going to have to move these guys around so I can see my sign. We didn't put all that work in the banner to have it covered, so we're going to pull the bow down. Let's see, we'll move you here. We'll just move everybody around. Okay. There we go.
And then someone says, very late, what a beautiful wreath, and that bow is incredible.
Thank
Incredible.
you.
We'll catch on the replay later. Everyone's just talking about the...
Wreath makers.
Yeah, everyone says it's a tax write-off. Someone says it's cheaper if you go 2 days instead of 3.
Yeah, and then if you're smart, you look at the payment plan, and the payment plan is great for people who are on payments, but if you make payments, you're actually, it's like a credit card, you're actually paying more for it in the long run. So I'm just not sure it's something I want to invest in right now, right after the wedding.
Yeah.
For me, it's a hard call to come by right now.
And then Lisa says, how many loops did you do for the bow?
There are 4 loops total for every color. So 4 for the velvet, 4 for the embossed, 4 for the, whatchamacallit,
So there's
gold.
12 loops.
16, right? No. Yeah, 16. So let me show you what it looks like so far. So we'll go out. There's an out. So there you go.
So pretty.
Yay! And we're still not done. See what I'm saying? But I like it to have long tails.
Yeah.
So it needed long tails. And I'll show you what it looks like when we actually put it on the door. And if we need to move the sign up, we can always move the sign up, which is why it's always good to just not have things so permanently fastened that you can't make changes to them. Okay, so now we're going to come back in, and this is where I'm going to, where we have these little swoopy parts, like here, we're going to put in an ornament like this, and then an ornament. They're going to kind of be two-fold, so I'm going to kind of put, I'll show you what it looks like this, in all those little bumps in the ribbon. So, should be, I was thinking it should be gold on top of that.
Everyone says it's gorgeous, beautiful, absolutely amazing.
Thank you. So I am going to glue skillet time. We take our ornament. I pulled the little ornament tabs off. You could take them and just wire them in, but it's easier just to take your glue skillet. This is a Surebonder 7-inch glue skillet. They've been sold out for a long time. So I bought that last year for, because I never burned myself on that at all.
You know, we have.
Not on the glue skillet, the glue gun. Yeah, the glue gun's a whole nother matter.
And then Joyce Whitby asks, have you ever made a poinsettia wreath? Would you consider showing how to do one? We did make one.
We did make a poinsettia
On the
wreath. We did
private
it in the private group. So the tutorial's in the private group, and that, I would show it to you, but it sold. So that's gone. But they do really, really, really well. I didn't expect it to sell right away. So we hope, we always hope. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to toggle gold to the outside and the purple to the inside. So I'm doing opposite colors in every one of those little loopies. So copious amounts of glue to the outside. Doing it here. And then tucking it in here. So this is what it looks like so far.
Oh, it looks so pretty.
Thank you.
It'd be cool to do a tree like that.
I know, right?
Golden.
It would be an expensive tree to design because the ribbon is so expensive.
Yeah, that velvet ribbon looks pretty.
The velvet ribbon is very, very, very expensive. Well, this, because this is $12 a roll.
Wow.
But you get what you pay for,
Looks
right?
like Beauty and the Beast wreath. Kind of.
It could be.
Yeah,
So I'm going to take these and add these to the bottom right here. So I have 2 more. So I mean, if you wanted to add color, you could, but everything on my wreath so far has been kind of muted. Like, oh, why am I taking that one out? Reach in and take this one out. Toss that back in there. So this, we're doing burgundy to the inside.
Glad to know that I'm still missed by some person around me.
In our house.
Giles.
You're missed. Giles just hasn't seen you for a while.
I know. It's so sad.
He's Kaylee's cat.
He always has been, always will be.
Okay.
I got a new kitten. Doesn't even love me as much as Giles does.
Yes, he does. Okay. So, now, berries, right? Where do we put the berries? So I'm going to take the little funky things off the end of the berries, first of all. And I have these reindeer. I really wanted to put the reindeer in. Can't figure out where to stick them.
What does the reindeer look like?
Oh, okay, see? Here's the wreath so far.
Mhm.
And then I have these reindeer.
Oh, they're pretty.
There's a flying reindeer, which would look great there.
Yeah, like through the. Whatchamacallit?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do them like this? Let me hold this up. I will be the door proppy. We can put this here. We can put this here. We can just do one. We can do that. What do you guys think?
Okay, what is that? Because
I know.
someone's asking to zoom, so I'll grab it.
You can unplug that now. You just won't get comments on that.
But, right?
Okay. So there's those. Okay. So Kaylee's playing with the zoom feature now.
Yeah, and everyone's saying it looks really rich and beautiful, elegant, and higher end. Dad says, love it, classic Victorian Christmas wreath. Bev says, both.
Both. Right where I have them. Do you think that looks good?
Yeah.
Because it's not a problem to wire them in.
So should we do both, guys?
I think that's what they're saying. They're two totally different. Like, both of them came from Hobby Lobby. $2.99 again. I bought them, again, to go with this wreath. Because they were opposite sides. It was like they had the Victorian stuff here with velvet balls, and like they even had the emerald, it was like an avocado colored velvet, and I was like,
They're saying yes on the reindeer.
reindeers are staying. Okay, well, let's wire them in. So I'm gonna cut their little ornament loops off because we don't need that, and I just double check them to make sure they don't have a little loop on them. If so, I'll pull them out. I'm gonna need wire.
I am the master.
I want this one to go big.
Go big or go home.
I know. So I'm taking 26 gauge wire, and I'm gonna fasten him through the same way that they had on here before, which is through his antlers. I just make a loop, trying to get it to open so I can go in the other hole, like so. So it's around, and then I open this, add my wire to the inside. It's kind of like how I wire my bows or a lot of my stuff. Okay. The glitter doesn't want to let it tighten, so I'm just going to manually tighten it because I don't want to snap his antlers off trying to tighten the bow. Okay. There we go. So this one will all be, you can't see where I have the wire. So we already agreed that it's going to kind of go in here. So I'm just going to kind of fish my wire down between the Christmas tree frame.
Claudia, it's kind of hard trying to get the wire just because it's really small and it's constantly moving. And then Sandra, the sign came from Hobby Lobby.
Oh, the Merry Christmas one?
Yeah, the banner.
The banner. So yeah, Kate, and it doesn't, the wire I'm using too, I'm trying to find that other piece. There it is.
It's floral wire, right?
It's floral wire, and I'm using brown floral wire, so it makes it really difficult to see on, like if I was to like hold it up and show you, you wouldn't be able to see it. Because it's kind of like a muted brown, almost. So there is one reindeer. There's this bow. So now we have to get the other one. The flying one, I'm not so worried about. It's the standing one because he occupies so much space. So there's more tree. I think we're going to kind of have him like so. So I'll try to do the loop so you can see it. Here's the easiest way to show you the loop. This is what I'm technically doing with the wire.
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom out so
Okay.
I can see.
So I'm going to do it with a pipe cleaner because it's easier to see rather than wire. Are we there?
I'm getting there. It has to load because remember it's like a minute behind.
Okay, it should do it automatically.
You're still cutting wire.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But you might be surprised. So here it is. Doing it with the pipe cleaner, green pipe cleaner, you just make a loop with your wire. You feed the loop through your hole, right? So say this is our hole. We're just gonna take it and we're gonna pull our wire through the loop, like so, and then we're gonna tighten it, like this. And then you just take this and you twist it a bunch of different times and then secure your reindeer. That'd probably be about the easiest way I can show you how to do that.
Yeah, that was way better.
Because the wire
So thin.
is too thin. And it's so small in the area I'm working in, which is in between one of his antlers. There's like, that's where they attach the little gold wire. So I'm going in one side and trying to feed that through this microscopic little hole, because they just had a little piece of gold thread holding his ornaments up. So, and wire doesn't bend as well as string does.
Everyone says the wreath looks great. Yeah, the loop is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's very difficult to see. And it doesn't want to bend very well.
Mm-mm.
So I'm trying to make my loop smaller without losing it completely, and then just pull the other side through like that. Because I'm just so afraid the tighter I pull it, it's just going to snap off. So I'm actually going to twist my wire so I can feed it through, and we're going to try to keep him pretty much right about there. So now, fun of fishing him and getting him to stay where I need him to be and not move. Okay, let's see. Can we elevate you with some branches so you rest where you're supposed to? I'm actually talking to these things like it's gonna perform for me a specific way.
Like how you talk to your cats.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, berries. Berries, frosted berries. Let me flip this around so I can see it. Because it's always so much easier when we do it. Let me fan these out so they're not clustered. Do I want to use these or do I want to use the darker ones? Let me just do these.
Those are my favorite.
These?
Mm-hmm.
I found these in the bin.
The bin of magical items.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I want these two. Let me look. Try to get this thing to fan the right way. It's kind of hard to see because you want to be able to look how it's going to look flat. Like that. Thinking I'm going to use the shinier ones, not the frosted ones. But let me look. This is where you just start playing with your picks and you just start randomly placing them. One more. Let me look. Then you guys can tell me what you think. If you guys think they should stay there, we'll put them in. If you think they suck and they need to go, we'll take them out. So. This is where I'm thinking It could go, technically.
Someone said beautiful, looks gorgeous.
Okay, I'm gonna flip this around. It's gonna start to get heavy. Okay, this is where I have the berries so far.
I zoomed in, so we'll see.
Berries?
Looks really pretty.
No
got
berries.
lots of hearts, got lots of light.
Okay, so I guess we're adding berries. Berries are gonna have to get wired in. So I'm gonna cut these two little, they look like creeping Charlie leaves. I don't know why. So I'm going to use my pipe cleaner so I can wire them, but I'm also going to glue them in.
Someone says absolutely beautiful. Yes, love it, so pretty.
I won't be wiring this one in. I just want to make sure it is where it's supposed to go. I just don't want it covering our reindeer. Okay. Copious amounts of hot glue. And I'm just going to tuck it into the evergreen right underneath the bow. And then I'm going to fix my bow really quick. So that those fan the way they're supposed to. Okay, here's that one. Oh, this one. So it's always good to take your berries and fluff them because they're just like the picks that we get with the pine. They're all squished together. So we're going to scoop. We're going to tuck them in between our branches. Just like so. Get our pine out of the way. One more to go. It's like, can we stick any more stuff on this wreath? Yes. Okay, this one was going here, which is always easy when there's nothing there. When you're trying to avoid a deer head in a banner, it becomes challenging.
This is like the most full wreath I think I've ever seen.
That was my goal,
That's good.
was to go big. Like you said, go big, go home.
But you're already home. So you
Okay. I know. Okay, let me look. I do have, trying to get to the ones at the bottom.
The frosted ones.
Yeah, they're like,
Dull.
yeah, they're really pretty to just kind of tuck in here. So I'm going to take a couple of these and just tuck them in. Because it's kind of nice sometimes when you're looking around a wreath and you find new things. Like, oh, I didn't see that there. And they're just the perfect color. It's almost like they're patterned, but I can't detect any pattern. But they're not completely dull. So I'll just kind of make little peekaboo items. Add one out here. So you guys can kind of see we're just kind of randomly tucking them in. I think there's a total of 6. Okay. Just making little triads. sticking them.
So that you can leave the end of the brush.
Oh, okay.
Just in case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just like I don't know how to end the video when it comes time.
I don't want it to be like,
I'll hand
well,
it back to you.
I don't want it to be like, well, that was a great session, everyone. Thanks. Bye. And
Delete.
It's still on.
Or it's deleted. She accidentally deletes instead of hits post. Okay.
I'm responsible for that.
Let me back. Okay, let's put it away. These are going to be no go. So I said you bring everything out and just look. And I'm going to add, I bought a package of, they're like, it's not really a gold, but it's like a rose gold. They're like little frosted pine cones. So I'm bringing those and tying the pine back in. So they're just like these little glittery pine cones. So I'm just tucking them in random little places. Just add more sparkle. Some of them are pretty smashed. Obviously we won't be using those ones.
Everyone says best of luck this weekend. Can't wait to see photos.
Oh, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fun. A lot of fun.
I had a question. Are you going to do the reception too?
We might do random pictures here and there, but that's, I think it'll be more photos because I think we're taking the Mevo back to the car. So we don't inadvertently leave it behind at the wedding venue, which would be a really bad thing to do.
You could always use your phone too.
Let me make sure. Any more that I want to use? Makes you want to just blow sparkles everywhere. Okay, I've done 2 here. I've done 1 there. Let's kind of tuck one by our berries. This is a little bigger. This is where you have to not be afraid to just place things.
How many pine cones did you use?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this will be 6. Once I add this one.
Someone, Paulette asked, do you sell those at craft shows? And if so, what is your average cost for them? Sorry, what do you...
Oh no, don't apologize. I generally don't sell them at craft shows because where I live, the demographic, the economy where we're at right now would not benefit me to sell them locally. It would just be selling online, or if I went down to like our beach communities, I know I could probably sell them there. But the people where we live up here in the high desert, they don't want to spend anything. So you just kind of have to know your customer market and know where they're going to go to. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like on the door. Damn, this one's heavy. Okay. Let's grab this one. Bed cleaner. Okay. So now we can fluff the bows where we need them to go. Pull all our glue threads off.
Spiderwebs.
Hmm?
Spiderwebs.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to them. You can take your ribbons and roll them up.
Mm-hmm. Out a little bit.
These guys are supposed to be over.
Yeah, we're moving the camera. Everybody.
What? You're moving it?
I moved the Mevo.
Oh, okay.
So that way everybody could see because it's just an empty countertop.
Okay. All you have to do is zoom out.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you think, everybody?
What do you guys think?
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Another masterpiece, Kat.
So there you go. I think that's pretty much it.
And then Claudia says, don't forget to ask people to wait a certain amount of time before posting wedding pictures so that you can all post first. Actually, it's going to be like a no media ceremony, so people really won't
Except for the live.
Yeah, except for the live. So pictures will be taken by a professional photographer, 2 of them.
During the event.
Yeah.
But not during the reception.
Yeah,
Right.
reception is all
People
all
can
for
post
one,
whatever
one
they
for
want.
all.
Yeah, I think it's, family gets a little excited because you want to share what's going on. But like I said, look for everything on Friday night to see whether or not we're going to be able to go live. It just depends because it's literally out in the middle of nowhere on a barn. So we're hoping we can tap into the Wi-Fi that they have there. If so, then we should have no problem broadcasting. Because you guys know what it's like with broadcast interruptions. We don't want that to happen, obviously.
Everyone says it's absolutely beautiful, elegant,
Thank
gorgeous, exquisite, regal, fit for a queen.
Aw, thanks guys. This is actually up on my Facebook page, so if anybody wants it, you can go, it's already posted there. It won't have the picture of the wreath, obviously, because you never know what the design's going to look like until you finish. So just look for the Facebook Live, and then I think I actually snapped a picture of a couple of the materials that we were using, but thank God I used all the materials that I said I was going to use. So this is it until next week Tuesday, so there will not be any Friday and there won't be any Sunday live. We will pick it up again the following week. So if you guys have any questions, feel free, hit me up, ask me any questions throughout the week. You guys know I'm pretty good about answering questions. So
You're like half cut off.
there we go. Poor Kaylee. She's still working the camera yet. She hasn't quite mastered that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I can actually see if you open it to the full screen. Ta-da! Which I just did. Now you can see the entire image. So I think it turned out really, really good. It's got a really amazing price point because I looked up other variations of it, which were almost triple what I'm charging. But I'm just going to put it out there for someone to have an elegant piece in their home.
And then Bev, you're gonna find this skillet on Amazon, but we haven't been able to find it for quite a long time. It's been sold out.
Yeah.
And just an electric glue skillet.
You can try going to Sure Bonder's website direct. It's like SURE Bonder. It's a 7-inch glue skillet. But some people are saying that if they use just a regular 7-inch electric skillet, you're going to kind of have to play with the temperature to figure out what the temperature melting point is of the glue, because you don't want to burn the glue, you just want to melt it and not have it burn you. On the glue skillet, there is no temperature, it's just lines with a dial. So we just dialed it up to, I think it's like almost the last one. Any other questions you guys have?
No, everyone says it just looks great. Have a good weekend.
I know,
Best
she's excited.
wishes.
Okay.
That's it.
We'll keep you guys all informed. Have a great rest of the work week. And I'll talk to you guys on Friday and on Saturday. Bye-bye. Oh, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll figure